In a significant development echoing across the Middle East, Hezbollah has unequivocally rejected a renewed ceasefire agreement, previously accepted by both Israel and Lebanon. This decision immediately shatters hopes for a desperately needed pause in hostilities, pushing an already volatile region further to the brink. The agreement, intended to de-escalate growing tensions along the border, now stands as a stark reminder of the immense complexities inherent in achieving lasting peace. For countless civilians, the prospect of continued conflict casts a long, unsettling shadow, as diplomatic efforts struggle to find common ground amidst deeply entrenched positions and historical grievances. The rejected ceasefire, painstakingly brokered through international mediation, aimed to halt military actions along the Israel-Lebanon border. While specific details of the proposed agreement remain largely confidential, it was understood to include provisions for a temporary cessation of hostilities, potentially leading to humanitarian corridors and discussions on long-term security arrangements. Both the Israeli and Lebanese governments had signaled their acceptance, albeit with their own conditional caveats. The agreement represented a fragile diplomatic victory, a crucial step towards preventing a broader regional conflagration that many feared was becoming inevitable, offering a brief glimmer of hope for stability. Hezbollah, a powerful political and military organization in Lebanon, views the conflict through a distinct strategic lens. Its leadership asserts that any ceasefire must address the root causes of the conflict and provide robust guarantees against future Israeli incursions. For Hezbollah, a mere cessation of fire without substantial gains or assurances is insufficient. Their rejection is deeply rooted in their foundational ideology and their self-perceived role as a resistance movement. This stance complicates any diplomatic solution, as the group operates with significant autonomy, often independent of the Lebanese state's official diplomatic positions, making it a critical, non-state actor in the region. The core of Hezbollah's rejection stems from its belief that the proposed ceasefire fails to meet its fundamental demands. While precise details are scarce, reports suggest their objections likely center on the absence of guarantees regarding the cessation of Israeli military operations, particularly in disputed territories or airspace. Furthermore, Hezbollah may perceive the agreement as not adequately addressing what it considers ongoing grievances or ensuring the protection of Lebanese sovereignty. This firm stance underscores their commitment to what they define as resistance, prioritizing their strategic objectives over a temporary truce without long-term security assurances they deem essential. The rejection of the ceasefire carries profound implications far beyond the immediate border. It risks reigniting and escalating a conflict that has the potential to draw in other regional actors, threatening an already delicate balance of power. Neighboring countries watch with bated breath, concerned about spillover effects, refugee crises, and the further destabilization of an already volatile Middle East. The failure to secure even a temporary halt in fighting underscores the deep-seated mistrust and irreconcilable differences that continue to plague diplomatic efforts, transforming a localized conflict into a significant regional security concern with global repercussions. International reactions to Hezbollah's rejection have been swift, largely expressing disappointment and renewed calls for de-escalation. The United Nations and several major world powers had invested considerable diplomatic capital in brokering the agreement, hoping to avert a larger war. Their statements now emphasize the urgent need for all parties to exercise restraint and return to the negotiating table. The setback highlights the limitations of external mediation when internal and regional actors remain unwilling to compromise on core demands. The global community now faces the daunting task of re-evaluating its approach to a conflict spiraling out of immediate control. At the heart of every conflict is the devastating human cost, and the failure of this ceasefire is no exception. For civilians in both southern Lebanon and northern Israel, the rejection means continued displacement, loss of life, and the perpetual fear of bombardment. Homes lie in ruins, schools are shuttered, and access to essential services is severely disrupted. The psychological toll of living under constant threat is immeasurable, affecting generations. The international community consistently highlights the imperative to protect civilians, yet their pleas often fall on deaf ears amidst the relentless pursuit of military objectives, condemning countless families to suffering. The rejection underscores a deeply entrenched diplomatic deadlock that defies easy solutions. The intricate web of alliances, historical grievances, and competing national interests in the Middle East makes traditional peacemaking incredibly challenging. For a ceasefire to hold, it requires not only initial agreement but also sustained commitment from all parties, including non-state actors like Hezbollah. The current situation suggests that previous agreements or proposals have not sufficiently addressed the underlying drivers of the conflict, leaving mediators with a complex puzzle to solve, with no clear path forward to bridge the fundamental disagreements and establish lasting peace. As Hezbollah's rejection solidifies, the immediate future for the Israel-Lebanon border remains shrouded in profound uncertainty. The path forward is fraught with peril, with continued escalation a very real possibility. International efforts will likely intensify, seeking new avenues for dialogue and de-escalation, but these will face significant hurdles. The hope for a peaceful resolution now rests on a renewed, perhaps more robust, diplomatic push that acknowledges the diverse demands of all parties involved, including Hezbollah. Until then, the fragile peace of the region hangs by a thread, leaving millions to grapple with an unpredictable and dangerous reality.